Anybody else? Anybody else? Aditya,
Me.
then we have done in Sarika. Go ahead.
So New Year is about like we're having a and a fresh start
Mm-hmm.
to um the rest of the year. Um and it's about like your mistakes are going to go and you're going to make new choices.
Beautiful. Very nice, Sarika. Very proud of you. Um, Dunman?
Is where a fresh year begins and you have a new start. You try to keep everything better than this year. You try to improve things and you set a new goal.
Very nice. Very nice, Dunman. Very nice answer. Ishani?
New Year is like even like people who had a tough year, like before New Year came, and then after New Year they set up a new goal, and then everything is fine.
Very nice. Very nice, Ishani. You all are giving very right answers. I really like it. And I think Shlok also started with the right answer before he got disconnected. Um, so let me give a little bit of my flavor as well. Okay. So, New Year, what we think is not just about January 1st, right? It's about you getting a chance to begin again, right? Think of a new year like pressing the reset button in a video game. You keep your experience, you keep your skills, but you get a fresh level. Now, you don't lose what you have learned last year, but you use it better this year. Yeah. Now, what New Year teaches us is reflection. So, before moving forward, New Year asks us, what did I do well last year? Where did I make mistakes? Did I grow kinder? Did I grow stronger? Did I learn something new? Smart people don't ignore the past. Okay, they learn from it. And the new year reminds us that mistakes are not failures, they are teachers, right? So the new year is a promise to yourself. Many people make, you would have heard about this. Many people talk about making resolutions, right? But the real power is not in big promises, it's in small daily actions, like reading a little every day, speaking respectfully, helping at home, controlling anger, taking care of your body and mind, right? That is something that new year tells you. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Now, as you grow older, the new year becomes more important because your choices starts shaping your future. Your habits today decide the student you become, the leader you become, the human you will become in future. And this new year, 1st of January, is a checkpoint that asks, are you becoming the person you want to be in future? Whether you want to be a surgeon, whether you want to be a politician, whether you want to be a president of United States, whether you want to be a commander of a military, whether you want to do something completely different, this new year is a checkpoint. Now, real growth is not just marks, it is not medals, it is not your trophies that you won, right? A real growth is becoming calm instead of becoming angry, right? Becoming brave um, instead of being afraid, becoming disciplined instead of being lazy, and becoming grateful instead of complaining, right? This new year reminds us that the inner strength matters more than your outer success. So always remember, the new year does not change your life automatically. You change your life, right? The new year gives you the topic, or this word new year itself gives you hope, direction, courage, and a clean start. So walk into this year with a confidence, kindness, and courage. Okay. That is what we wanted to share from the new year perspective. Make sense? All right. So today we are going to study about a very important topic. Can somebody tell me, except Arika, Shlok, and Danvin, can any other student tell me what are we going to learn today? Ishan, do you want to unmute yourself?
Hmm?
What are we going to learn today, Ishan? Do you remember?
I
Do you know? No? Okay. Okay. Um, Anshita, do you know? Can you unmute yourself? Okay. Danvin, you try.
We're gonna learn about Hanuman today.
Okay, great. And why are we planning to learn about Hanuman today?
We're planning to learn about Hanuman today because it's a special day about Hanuman, I think so.
Every day is special for Hanuman. So why are we going to start Hanuman Chalisa today? Because today is definitely a new year, and I think we should start new year with a book, a training book for our mind, and I think that is Hanuman Chalisa. So many people think Hanuman Chalisa is just a prayer to chant when we are scared or before exams, right? But that is not true. Hanuman Chalisa is actually a manual for strength, a training book for the mind, a code of conduct for life, and it is also a spiritual technology written carefully by right. Now, Tulsidas ji did not write poetry just to praise Hanuman. He wrote it so that ordinary people like us, kids, adults, workers, parents, could survive life with courage, clarity, and discipline. Today, we will understand why Hanuman Chalisa is powerful, what every line really teaches us as we grow, and how to use it in real life and not just chant it. And there are 40 verses of Hanuman Chalisa. We will go from verse to 20 for today. Yeah. And you need to focus because I can ask you questions in between, right? And we'll go into a little bit of deeper understanding of every line. Now, first, I want to share few facts about Hanuman Chalisa. This is something that I've shared originally in our previous classes as well. Hanuman Chalisa trains the mind before the problem comes. Okay. So most people pray after trouble starts. But Hanuman Chalisa trains you before trouble comes. And that is why it builds courage first, then it builds intelligence next, then it builds humility later than intelligence, and then at the end it brings peace. So there is a rule, there is a life rule that you guys should be aware of, that strong people don't panic. They prepare for their life. And you want to be that one of those strong people in life. Okay. Now, Hanuman Chalisa is extremely powerful. There are a few other signs behind it, and we will quickly go through it before we actually jump into the Hanuman Chalisa. First is that Hanuman Chalisa builds your mental strength and emotional resilience. That means, and what is the science behind it is that you see there is a repetitive, a rhythmic chanting, which actually stabilizes the autonomic nervous system. of yours. It reduces your cortisol, which is a stress hormone, and it improves the emotional regulation. That means you better handling of fear, pressure, exam, conflict, and uncertainty. You get out of that when you repeat Hanuman Chalisa. You keep on reading Hanuman Chalisa. That is the reason some of you see your parents on Saturdays, they get together and they start reading Hanuman Chalisa. Now, Hanuman Chalisa improves focus and attention. And why it happens, the science behind that is that when you chant, the chanting, a proper chanting, requires breath coordination, rhythm tracking, verbal repetition. This activates a prefrontal cortex, which is focus, planning, and discipline. So, similar to neural activation, it is seen uh, in mindfulness and mantra based meditation studies. And what at the end, the result comes out is that you have improved concentration, you have reduced distraction, and then you have better task completion abilities when you do Hanuman Chalisa every day. Third, very important fact of Hanuman Chalisa for all the humans is that it reduces anxiety and panic. That means it slows. Uh, the way it happens is that when you have a controlled breathing, lower heart rate variability is there. Sound repetition anchors attention away from anxious thoughts that basically gives you anxiety. So you have a calmer mind, you have a better sleep, you have reduced nervousness, right? And then the last one of the very important points that I want to bring up is about improves impulsive control. Chanting slow reaction speed. You have there is a strengthening of the brain's control circuit. There is a reduce. If you see there is a way to if you see people, there are many anger outbursts you would have seen. People have been taking rash decisions, but if you are actually doing Hanuman Chalisa and you have an impulse control, there is a better anger management and emotional maturity. Okay, so those things are very important right now. Now let's go through line by line. Before that, I want to ask this question, and I've asked this before as well. Do you guys remember where is the biggest statue of Hanuman in the world today?
Me, I do.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Um, it's in Andhra Pradesh.
Yes. And do you know where in which city it is?
It um, it should be in. I can't remember that part.
It is in a city called Paritala, Andhra Pradesh. How taller it is?
It I think so.
Uh,
It should be like 160 feet.
I thought you told us that it was 300.
No, no, no. There is no 300 one. Um, um, it is so 135 feet is in Paritala, Andhra Pradesh, and now very tall statue um, um, is also coming up in Texas, right? Which is actually in Sugarland in Texas, a 90-foot one. You can go and see it, which is also State of Union. So you can actually see that it is coming up. There is one tallest statue that is being built in India, and it will be soon be coming up. It is 155 feet tall, and it is. I was searching for the right location for it, but it is yet to come out. But I think it is actually next to Vamattadara River, Madhapam, Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so we will there will be lot many temple statues that will keep on coming, but you just make you every time I ask you this question, I find couple of new statues coming up. So maybe in our when we study seventh house or eighth house, I'm pretty sure something new will come up. You guys just remember that, and you if you find something, tell me as well. We were focused on 135 feet, which was made in 2003. I see. Uh, um, There are a couple of more that have already come up in 2025. itself 2022, there is 161 feet that is coming up. There is one that is getting constructed right now. So there are so many coming up, and that is very beautiful. All right, let's focus on our subject. Let me share my screen. Do you guys remember the story how Hanuman Chalisa was written?
Me,
Anybody? Can anybody tell?
I do.
Because it was when he the Tulsidas ji he made the Ramayana in Hindi,
Hmm.
and then from there everyone started chanting it. So it's because everyone knew how to do it. So the medieval emperor got
Mughal,
angry,
Mughal Emperor. Yes. Mhm.
and he put Tulsidas ji in prison, and he was just meditating.
Mhm.
Tulsidas ji, he was meditating,
Mhm.
and in his heart there was this light, and Hanuman ji came and gave him the Hanuman Chalisa, and he started chanting it.
Hmm.
And then after he chanted it, a bunch of monkeys came and attacked the place. So seeing this, he instantly let him out, and then everyone was happy, and he shared this mantra with everybody.
Very nice, Lok. Very proud of you. You remember all of the information that was shared with you earlier. So very nice. And Hanuman Chalisa teaches us something very important. When life puts you in a prison, not a real jail, but a prison is what? In today's life, the prison is fear, pressure, exam, bullying. Many times we hear about bullying stories in the school. Self doubt. You don't panic. You remember strength, just like how Tulsidas remembered Hanuman, right? You don't need muscles to be strong, you need courage. And courage is you taking action even when you are scared. Remember that. That is the real definition of courage. You are taking an action even when you are scared, right? You don't need magic, you need faith. And you don't need anger, you need discipline. So, Hanuman Chalisa was written not in comfort, but in courage. And that is the reason it has created so much of impact. And the way it was written is that at that time it was written not in Sanskrit, but was written in Hindi, Awadhi Hindi. So everybody could was able to read it and was able to actually read it across. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, I want to make sure I open my notes as well. So I give you a deeper meaning on what exactly I wanted to share. So first line, Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raj Nij Manu Mukuru Sudari, Barnav Raghubar Bimal Jasu Jodai Ko Falchari. Um, does anybody wants to explain me that line? Yeah, Arika, go ahead.
It means when something.
Can you talk again because your voice broke?
Uh, it's when you do when you go to do something. First, you clean your mind
Okay, and why is that important, Arika?
because it's telling you when you go before you do something, you have to clean your mind so then you can actually like understand and know how to do it.
Very nice, very beautiful, Arika. Very nice, very proud of you. So what it means is that the meaning of that particular line is I bow to my teacher's lotus feet because they clean my mind and remove darkness. And what does that mean is that Tulsidas ji began with humility. He compares the mind to a mirror because the mind reflects reality. If a mirror is dusty, full of ego, anger, fear, or assumptions, even the truth looks distorted. So, what he's saying is that how you are going to clean your mirror before you're going to see your face in the mirror, you should clean your mind and make it very calm before you start anything. And that is the reason Tulsidas ji starts with gratitude. Without humility, knowledge there is he says, I have no knowledge. I just you kind of he's ready to kind of give himself, and um, he's ready to kind of calm his mind, and he's ready to listen, and he's ready to start something new. That's what he's doing, just calming his mind. Okay, all right, that is beautiful. You guys are you remember the first line, so that is very nice. Always remember, you need to calm your mind on doing anything before you start anything new. Either you're gonna start a new learning, either you start learning about how to play football, or even you're gonna go and do anything. Even if you're going for a voluntary job, first you need to calm your mind. Anything that you start in your life, first calm your mind, clear it out, clean. Okay, and then just go into that doing that thing. That is what that line talks about. Okay. Now, second line is Barnau Raghubar Bimal Jasu Jo Daiku Falchari. What he's saying is that I described the pure glory of Lord Rama, which gives the four fruit of life. Okay. Now, Lord Rama is not praised as a magical figure, but as somebody who is a ideal human being with the right values about truth, about responsibility, about self-control, about compassion. Right? The four truth respects a balanced life, about duty, about success, about enjoyment, about inner peace. And Tulsidas ji is saying that when life is guided by value, success does not destroy peace. Because many a times you will realize that as you are becoming more and more successful, um, you maybe end up losing your peace, and you're getting more stressful if you don't have values. So without values, even the success becomes stressful. So live with values. If you have a balanced achievement with peace and responsibility, you will have an awesome life. That's what that line talks about. Okay, let's go to the next line. Buddhihin tanu janike sumiro pavan kumar. Right? Tulsidas ji is saying that knowing that I'm not very wise, I remember Hanuman ji. And what the deeper meaning is that it teaches us self-awareness. He openly accepts, Tulsidas ji, while writing, openly accepts his limitation. And this is not a weakness, it is actually the intelligence. He says that, look, I do not know everything, and I'm ready to begin to learn. He represents Hanumanji as a focused energy, discipline, and service. And then he's keeping his ego aside. Okay. So what he's saying is that growth begins when we accept that we are still learning. So even as kids, even if you have understood a topic in your class and you know the solution, or you already know the answer for a question, calm yourself down. You know the answer. Don't just assume things that you know everything, because you want to grow more by learning more and more. So you accept that you know this particular answer, but you are ready to learn more. Okay, that's what this line talks about. Next one is about Bal Buddhi Vidya Dehu Mohi Harav Kales Vikar. After that, first he's saying that, hey, I don't know everything, I'm ready to learn. Then he's saying that please give me strength, intelligence, and knowledge, and remove my troubles and bad habits before I start talking about Hanuman. Okay, so he's saying strength. What it means is that strength without intelligence becomes aggression. Remember that. Okay, strength without intelligence will become aggression, and then intelligence without emotional balance will become anxiety. And knowledge without discipline will become arrogance. So he's asking for removal of inner disturbances like stress, fear, laziness, negative habits. So what is the lesson for us is that we need to work on our body, our mind, our emotions together. Okay, three things together: body, mind, and emotions together. Now he's gonna start Hanuman Chalisa. After doing all these things, first he cleared his mind. Then he said, "Look, I don't know everything." Then he said, "I am ready to learn more." And then what? The last thing he said, "Okay, I'm gonna prepare my body, mind, and emotions together so that I can start learning now." And I'm gonna talk about Hanuman Chalisa. Okay. So first line is Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar. That means Hanumanji, he's full of ocean of knowledge and good qualities. Okay. Now what it means is that Hanumanji is not admired only for power, but for wisdom. I did tell you what does wisdom means. Doing right thing even when nobody is watching you. Okay. That is called wisdom. So Hanumanji is not only admired for power, but for wisdom, for loyalty, and for service. This verse, this line, this teaches us that greatness is a combination of skill and a character. So, knowledge without value can harm you, but knowledge guided by wisdom, ethics, it builds the whole society. Okay, so what is a lesson for us is that you need to develop your skill, but never ignore your own character, your good habits. Okay. Jay Kapis Tihu Lok Ujagar. That means Hanumanji is known in all the three worlds, in heaven, in in the loka below us, and in our world as well. And we will talk about lokas in some different class. There are 14 lokas that we have spoken about it earlier in a very less level. I think when we reach to a stage of 10th or 11th house, I think at that time we will be ready to learn what lokas is. I think our brain will be having that ability to learn that, right? So we will learn at that time. But right now, just remember that this line says that he is known in all the three worlds. Now, Hanumanji's fame is not self-created. It comes from consistent right action. Always remember, kids, consistency. Consistency is greater than motivation. Okay? So it comes from consistent right action. It does not chase. So if you see Hanuman, he does not chase recognition. Recognition follows him. He is not behind fame. This particular line teaches that the reputation is built silently over time through discipline, service, and consistency. So focus on doing right thing, not on being noticed. And that is actually so true. As you grow older, when you reach to a 40s, right now you guys are 9, 10, 11. When you reach at 40s or 41, you will realize that if you are only focused on doing right thing and not on being noticed, you will automatically be noticed and fame will follow you. Okay. Okay. Next line is about Ram Dut Atulit Baldama. That means Hanumanji is Lord Rama's messenger and has unmatched strength. Nobody can match it. Now, Hanumanji's strength comes from serving a higher purpose. And I did talk about a very specific point in the house 3 of courage when I was showing you a video of Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. Right? When he was talking about courage, he was only focused on serving for a higher purpose. And then within 20 years, what he was able to achieve. Always remember, any human being who is focused on serving a higher purpose, his power is always stable. And those human beings are not driven by ego. What this line is saying is that when energy is aligned with purpose, that means you have a purpose. For example, if you have a purpose of becoming a brain surgeon, then that means you're putting all your energy and discipline into becoming a brain surgeon. And you are becoming slowly unstoppable because your all the energy goes into only one point. that you want to be a brain surgeon or neurosurgeon, right? That means purpose is giving you direction to strength. Now, what this line is saying, and this is very important, kids, and maybe in next class you guys have to give me an answer for this. Okay, I'm gonna choose a kid, and maybe after this class we will choose somebody to answer that. First, you need to find a purpose. Okay, and then the strength grows when life has a meaning. You just have to tell. Maybe in some time you and your purpose can change. That's okay. You're too young right now, but at least try for it. Tell us what is your purpose. What is that you think you want to do in your life? Start thinking about it. Okay. The next line is Anjani Putra Pavan Sut Nama. So the meaning of this line is pretty straightforward. That is Hanumanji, son of Anjani, and the wind god. Now, but let's talk about the deeper meaning. So wind god represents prana, and we have spoken about what is prana, life energy, right? Hanumanji shows how powerful energy becomes when disciplined. Undirected energy, when there is no direction, it will become chaos. So this line teaches us that mastery over one's own energy, time, and focus will create success. So discipline your energy, focus creates success is very important. Remember that mantra. Focus will create success. You need to be very focused on what you're doing. Okay. Okay, let's talk about next ninth line. Mahabir Bikram Bajrangi. That means Hanumanji is extremely brave and powerful. And Hanumanji is extremely brave and powerful. What does that mean is that true bravery includes the true bravery, kids, remember this. True bravery includes self control and not anger. Okay? Be controlled, be strong, but controlled. Always remember that. Next is Kumati Nivar Sumati ke Sangi. Hanumanji removes bad thinking and supports good thinking. So Kumati means, so in our let's understand from what how it benefits us, right? Kumati means wrong thinking, confusion, negative, laziness, jealousy, or impulsive behavior. Sumati means clear, wise, and positive thinking. So Tulsidas is teaching that Hanumanji helps transform the mind. This line is very deeply psychological. Okay, you guys need to understand it. It shows that most problems in the life begins, kids, you can totally relate to this who are elder kids, that most, and if you actually do the exercise that I've told you, sit in a room 60 seconds, close your eyes, focus on a small on your breathe, what you will come to know is that most problem in your life begins in your mind. Mostly all of the problems it begins in your mind. So when your thoughts improves, your behavior will improve. And Hanumanji, he's symbolizing the mental clarity and disciplined thinking. So what this line means, Kumati Nivar Sumati ke Sangi, means that pay attention to your thoughts. Good thinking creates good outcome. Always remember, even in the bad times, if you have good thinking, you will have a good outcome. That is how the life is structured. Okay. Next line, Kanchan Baran Biraj Subesha. Hanumanji shines like gold and appears well prepared and dignified. So gold gold, it symbolizes purity, stability, and value. Hanumanji's gold appearance does not mean decoration. Okay, it represents inner purity, discipline that reflects outwardly. Subesa. If the word Subesa means it is orderly and prepared. This line teaches us that when your inner life is disciplined, the outer life automatically becomes organized. Okay. So clean habits, punctuality, preparations are sign of inner strength. and not superficial appearances. Okay, so inner discipline shows on the outside. Respect yourself through good habits, and if you are disciplined from inside, trust me, you can achieve anything. Out of 100% of the people on this world, I would say 95% are not inner disciplined. That means even if you are getting inner discipline by yourself, you're already in the 5% who can achieve anything in the world. Okay. Inner discipline is very important. What does inner discipline means? Clean habits, punctuality, preparations, everything that you're about to get into, you need to prepare yourself. Okay. Kanan Kundal Kunchit Kesa. So the line is pretty straightforward and simple. It says that Hanumanji wears earrings and has curled hair. Now, what it means for us is that earring represents listening and learning. The earring represents listening and learning. And while the curled hair represents controlled energy. So Hanumanji is powerful yet composed, and this verse teaches balance between strength and gentleness, action and patience. So power with grace create fear. Sorry, power without grace creates fear, and grace with power creates trust. Okay. So what it means is that be strong, but also gentle and patient. Very important. You need to be strong, you need to be gentle, and you need to be patient. Okay. Next line. Hath Braja, Hath Bajro or Dwaja Biraje. Hanumanji holds a thunderbolt and flag in his hand. So thunderbolt represents power and decision action. Okay. The flag represents direction, value, and it represents leadership. Tulsidas ji replaces both in Hanumanji's hands a thunderbolt, and he also places the flag. What he's showing is that he shows that power must always be guided by principles. Strength without direction, okay, destroys. I'll take your question, Shlok. Just give me a minute. Strength without direction destroys, but strength guided by value builds. Okay. So use your strength only when it is guided by value and purpose. Do not show your strength otherwise. Okay. Yeah, Shlok, go ahead.
So, like you said that Hanumanji holds a thunderbolt and flag, right?
Yeah,
But doesn't he hold that little pole that's made out of metal and then with the little circle on top?
he does. He does. Which is called Gada. So he does. But what we are doing is we are actually going line by line of Hanuman Chalisa. So we are on a line where Tulsidas ji is calling out Hath, Braja, or Dhwaja Viraj, right? In that line, he's basically calling out that look, first he is actually having thunderbolt and he's also having a flag. Now, thunderbolt
Oh,
considered as Gada, right? Which can create the thunder. But right now, the way we are doing is we are just going line by line of Tulsidas. But he has Gada, right?
well, yeah, now I get it.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, I'm just continuing. I want to make sure I ask some few questions just to make sure that you guys have understood what I'm saying. So, shall I ask question first or shall I complete? Can somebody unmute and tell me? Neve, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, but I have a question for you. Are you ready for it? Okay. Until now, whatever we learned, you don't have to explain me line by line, but can you explain me a little bit about what you understood? What is the core and what are we trying to understand from Hanuman Chalisa line by line?
We're trying to understand
that like the Hanuman Chalisa is important,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like a actual like in like a book.
Okay. And how does it? So, okay, we studied about many important things, like, for example, in Kanchan Baran Vira Subesha, we studied about inner discipline, right? Can you talk what does inner discipline means?
Uh,
What is a if a student is disciplined from inside, what does it mean? Whatever is your understanding, you don't have to repeat what I said. Just try.
like
So otherwise, I'll repeat it again. That's okay. Just try. What does the discipline means?
discipline.
Uh-huh.
That means he's focused on one thing.
Okay. Which is indirectly absolutely correct. Okay. Anybody else wants to answer that? What does discipline means?
Yeah, me.
Word.
So discipline means when you're like disciplined means like when you're doing something correctly
Mhm.
and with like you're being respectful towards it and all that stuff.
Okay. Ishani.
Discipline means like having self-control and like the ability to follow rules or routines even when it's difficult.
That is correct. Very nice, Ishani. I love that answer. I'll just repeat it. Why I brought up discipline, Neve, and I'll tell you why. Look, what, out of all the lines, I really think that one line you guys really need to understand and think about is, um, you. One second. Look, there is one line that is called Kanchan Baran Vira Subesha. That line is very important for as a kids for you guys. Look, and I'll repeat that thing once again. That shows that Hanumanji shines like gold and appears very well prepared and dignified. Okay. When you go to school, and I'll again change it. Okay. I'll change a little bit. You always need to look prepared in your life. If you go to school, have a very well representation of yourself and you're prepared. When teacher is asking you a question, you're prepared and you are actually answering it very well. That is what Hanumanji's, that is what that description is all about. At that time, gold used to be like everything, right? So he is shining like gold and appears very well prepared and he is very dignified. So what I wanted you guys to take from that is that if you have inner discipline, a kid or an adult who has an inner discipline can achieve anything in the world because you're already outsmarting 95% of the global population. Inner discipline means you are punctual. You have preparations for every single thing that you're doing. If you're coming in this class, you're prepared. If you are going to go into the school, you're prepared. You're preparing yourself. At least you're spending 10 minutes to prepare yourself to do that. If you have a plan or a purpose that you guys are going to tell me after this class, that my purpose in this life, this is what I thought about. For that, what is the preparation that you have done? So if you have inner discipline, it will be shown outside. Okay. So respect yourself through good habits. Bring good habits, automatically you'll get inner discipline. That is what I wanted to say. Okay. Most of you answered very well. Even Neve, you answered it in your manner. I really liked your answer as well. But good. Okay. The last in this paragraph, last line was that Kande Muj Janayu Saje. That means Hanumanji wears sacred thread across his shoulder. Okay. The sacred thread, we call it as Janayu. Okay. Have you heard about Janayu before? Have you kids have heard about Janayu? If not, then you need to ask your parents. But does anybody heard about Janayu? Say yes or no. I need an answer. I want you to interact with me.
No.
No. No.
Okay,
No.
beautiful. Okay, that's fine. I'll explain you what is the last. But before that, what it represents is that this particular line, what it represents that thread at Hanuman's shoulder, right? It represents discipline, responsibility, and commitment to the right things. Okay, it shows that Hanumanji is not only powerful but also disciplined. Look, we are talking about discipline consistently now. Like we have been talking about wisdom every time, doing something right, even doing right, even when nobody is watching you. So important. I repeat that in every class. Now I'm talking about discipline, discipline, discipline in Hanuman Chalisa. Even when you read Hanuman Chalisa, there is a discipline, the breath coordination, okay, which actually helps your brain. So everywhere it is discipline. So strength without discipline leads to chaos. Always remember that. But discipline gives direction to strength. Now, this line reminds us that spiritual life is not about escaping responsibilities. It is about embracing with awareness, and Hanumanji follows rules, respect structures, and live with self-control. So always remember, discipline and rule is not restriction. It is actually the foundation of growth and success. Okay, you need to know that. Okay, let's go to the next line. After this, we will go into the question. Okay. Next line is Sankar Suvan Kesari Nandan. Hanumanji is connected to Lord Shiva and is a son of Kesari, right? That is what this line means. That means this verse, this teaching shows that Hanumanji's powerful lineage. Um, Lord Shiva represents, everybody knows God Shiva, right? Everybody knows God Shiva. Give me a thumbs up. Harika. Okay, perfect. All the kids, perfect. Um, Lord Shiva represents deep inner stillness. Okay, if you don't know what is stillness, if you guys are doing the exercise that I gave you, and please do it 60 seconds a day, you will slowly, after 1 year, you will come to know what is deep inner stillness. That is control over your ego and mastery over your energy. So being Shankar Suvan means Hanumanji carries inner strength and stability, and being Kesari Nandan shows strong grounding and courage. Now Tulsidas ji is teaching that true power comes from a combination. True power comes from a combination of inner calm and outer strength. Inner calmness and outer strength. Right? So when the inner stability is missing, even the great talent becomes unstable. And what is a lesson for us is that build inner calmness along with outer strength. Both are needed for you to grow. Now, if you actually see this recording, and we will put it in the parent dashboard, okay, you will realize that at the last, whenever I'm saying the lesson for you, that line has a formula for you to grow in your life. Okay, do those 7 8 things, those lines, lessons for you are saying, you will realize that you are kind of, outbidding a lot of people in the growth and success automatically. And that is the true magic of Hanuman Chalisa. It is giving you so many things in your life, giving you good health with the right coordination, breath coordination. It is reducing your anxiety. It is actually giving you right meanings. It is actually helping you to achieve anything in your life. And at the same time, it is actually preparing you to fight any trouble that will come in future as well. Okay. Now, last line we will do today, and then we will talk about Janayu that you guys need to know about. Tej Pratap Mahajagbandan, that is Hanumanji's energy and power are respected by the entire world. Now, Hanumanji is respected not because people fear him, okay? Remember that, but because his power is right and controlled. Tej means energy. Tej means energy. And Pratap means impact, okay? Together shows influence that comes with integrity. Do you guys know what is integrity?
Yes.
Yes, what is it? Look,
It is where you're doing the right thing whenever nobody's watching or if anybody's watching. Like you're doing the right thing always.
beautiful, beautiful, very nice. I know you asked me this question while I was talking about wisdom long time back. You remember?
Yeah.
Yes,
I
very
asked if they were basically the same thing.
in sort of manner. Yes, very nice, Shlok. Very proud of you. Ishan, you have a question?
I know what integrity means.
Do you know what integrity means?
Yeah.
Okay, you also explain, please.
It means like being honest, trustworthy, and doing the right thing even when no one's watching.
Beautiful, very nice. You guys are making me so proud today. The first year, first day of the year. Very nice. All right. Okay, so this line about Tej Pratap Mahajagbandan teaches that respect cannot be demanded. Okay, respect can never be demanded. It is earned through consistent right action. Always remember, if you are fighting for getting a respect in your classroom or in your college or anywhere, it cannot be demanded. It will be earned, and the way to earn it, the formula for it is through consistent right action. Consistency is very important, and through right action. So people naturally, even your enemies, will bow to those who are basically following the right actions and kind of following the consistency through it. And at the same time, while you're doing that, you need to make sure that you are doing it with truth and with humility. Okay. So, what lesson we are learning from this line is respect comes from character, not force or position. You can have a CEO title, but people may not respect you, right? But if you are going to do right actions consistently, whatever level you are at, people will respect you so much. Okay. And respect will automatically follow. Okay, great. Now, let's understand what is Janayu. Does anybody have any question right now?
Who's Janelle?
No, no, you guys were talking about what that thread is, right? And I'm asking about if you guys understand that thread. And that thread is called Janayu, right? Um, Hanuman is having the thread on his shoulder. And I asked you a question, what is Janayu? And you guys didn't have an answer. So, look, I want you guys to know, at least the students of my class should know what is Janayu. So I'm going to explain you what is Janayu, and after that, you can talk to your parents as well. Yes? Thumbs up? Ready to accept more knowledge? Okay, great. So look, Janayu in our format is a special holy thread. It is worn by children. Okay. After a ceremony called Upanayana. Okay. Um, it reminds us to be good, kind, clean, and responsible every day. Okay. Now, what does Janayu means? Think of Janayu like a superhero reminder thread. It quietly tells us how to live a good life. Okay. Um, Now, why it is worn? It reminds a child to learn good things. For example, study and listen. It reminds the child to be truthful and kindful, and then It also reminds you to stay clean. Okay, very important. Now, the fourth and very, very, very important thing that it reminds you, okay, it reminds the kids and as well as the adults. Even some of your parents would be wearing the Janayu, and they can show you what Janayu is. It reminds you that you need to respect parents, teachers, and nature. Okay, three things. Now it has three threads. Janayu has three threads. Each thread uh, teaches one important rule. First one is good thoughts, that is, think nicely. Second is about good words, speak politely. And third is about good act, do the right thing. Okay, I'll take your questions. Look, when all three are followed, a child becomes strong inside. Okay, I think that should be good enough for you. But now, at least somebody asks you what is Janayu, you will be able to answer, right? Yes? Yeah, Danvin, Shlok, Neve, Ishani, right? You guys will be able to answer, right? Yeah? Hmm, perfect. Students of MiniMuni Pathshala should be able to answer this. Okay? Okay, Shlok, you had a question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My question was that is the nail that um little necklace thingy with 108 beads?
No, no, explain me the question. Like, why is it called Janayu?
No. Is it is Janayu the little um necklace thingy
Oh, I look
that
the picture for you.
has 108 beads?
No, 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 that's Rudraksha. That's different thing. Let me show you how the Janayu picture is. Let me search on
I
Google.
think so. It's at the armpit, right? The Janelle.
Let me just figure out on Google. I'm searching on Google. I'll show you a picture. 1 second.
Sir, I can show. This is what
So, Uncle,
Janayu, like
picture is showing.
you can see here. It is wore from the left shoulder. It should be on the left shoulder. Then it, comes like this. It's a long thread. You can see Hanuman is having such a one. The long thread. It goes from the left shoulder down. It covers till the hip, right side.
And why Janayu is so special, kids? Because it teaches rules of life. It reminds us to kind of um, control mind, words, and action. And it marks the start of child's learning journey. And that's the reason Janayu is very important. Okay. Um, just it's ink, and you, if you remember, awesome. If you are intelligent kids, you'll remember this. What does that Janayu means? Ja means Jagruti, awareness. New means new life rules. Okay, remember that. All right, perfect. Any
Um
questions you? Yeah.
why is it called Janayu?
Why is it called Janayu? Mm, okay, Janayu comes from a old Sanskrit word. Sir, Gopal, sir, just correct me if I'm wrong. It is Yajno Yajno Pavita, if I'm right.
You're right, sir. Yajnopavita.
Yajno Pavitra. Yeah, Pavita. Yagna means good action, discipline, self-control, and a Pavita means something worn close to the body, near the heart. Okay. So
Yes.
basically, you're wearing that thread to your near to the heart, and it is helping you kind of give you all the important, which will actually teach you the rule for life. Okay, so it's not an ordinary thread, guys. And even when Janayu is happening, there's a huge celebration that happens within India as well. or when your parents are actually making somebody goes through Janeyu, celebration or kind of wearing the Janeyu. They go through a huge kind of a puja and celebration, and then everybody comes in it and they do it. Okay, perfect. Any more questions around Hanuman Chalisa anywhere? If not, then we are good for today.
Then I think Ishani has a question.
Yeah, Ishani, go ahead.
How is the Hanuman Chalisa